You have been lied to. There are countless health gurus out there that think they found the holy grail, teaching about their health hacks and health solutions for your sickness and diseases, but most of their advice is actually dangerous for you. And I don't blame them. I'm doing the same thing, but I'm actually worried about your health. I'm worried about you because I don't want you to get more sick and following their advice, because most of their advices from all these typical health gurus with millions of followers is not good for you, and I'm gonna show exactly in this video why. I know these methods, they look and they sound enticing, they look promising, but in the end it's just nothing that is really helping you. The biggest reason why they can't help you and why their health advice is not good for you is because they don't really know what's going on in your body in the first place. They give you tips, they say this food is good, this food is bad, this food is good, this food is bad. But actually, how can they know which food is good or bad for you if they don't really know what's going on in your body? They don't even know what's going on in your body when you have sickness. They don't know what's going on in your body when you have mental health issues, when you have autoimmune like Hashimoto, when you have MS, when you have neurological issues like brain fog and tinnitus and fatigue. Yes, fatigue is neurological, and twitches and spasms and nerve pain and all this kind of stuff. They don't know what is causing this. So how can they know what is good for you? So, for example, they say things like you should do cold showers without even knowing that cold showering or cold plunges are really harmful for your body, because they put your body in a crisis state. They put your body under lots of adrenaline. Your adrenals weaken because of that. It's bad for your adrenals. It's bad for your hormones. And this is just one example of what's going on out there. It's complete madness, because basically they know nothing. They just do trial and error. They just throw things at you and see if it's good or see if it's bad, but actually they don't really know what's going on in your body. They don't know why you're sick. So how can they give you good advice on what kind of foods you should eat, what kind of things you should take care of? It's just not possible. And one of the things, they are all terribly wrong, which is it doesn't matter which kind of health guru you pick. All of them think that you need a high protein, a high fat diet to heal your issues, to have a better health, to have a better body, to build muscle or whatever. All of them think that. And that's one of the reasons why so many people stay sick. And I don't want you to stay sick. I want you to get healthy. And if you are on a high fat diet, then it's not really good for you. And if you are on a high fat diet, you can cleanse your body. High fat diets don't have a lot of vitamin C. High fat diets are bogging down your liver. High fat diets are bad for your heart. And yes, a lot of people nowadays think that, yeah, meat is healthy or eggs and dairy is healthy.
When I have 10 eggs, not 6, not 8, but 10, I have the biggest, most notable difference that I've had with any other food.
The newest trend is raw milk, but I don't even know that every kind of dairy is feeding viruses. Every egg is feeding viruses in your body that are responsible for chronic illness. So they say things to you like eat dairy, eat eggs, eat animal protein, or if you're vegan, you have to eat a lot of nuts and seeds, you have to eat lots of avocados, you have to take care of your protein, as if it's like the holy grail of health, as if it's like the most important thing. Nobody's talking about the healing power of fruits and vegetables. Nobody's talking about herbs. Nobody's talking about wild foods or honey. Maybe nowadays honey is one of the things that they just got. You know, a lot of carnivore people, a lot of people in the animal-based diets, they actually found out that you can use honey, that you can do honey, and it's a health food. Thank God that finally they got one thing wrong, that honey is a good thing. How many years did it took us that people realized that honey is good for you? All of them were afraid of the sugar. Now, the next big thing is gonna be that everybody's gonna be on fruit, because they realize without fruit, they're feeling worse. And this is the next truth that is gonna get out there, because a lot of them are still afraid of the sugar in fruit. A lot of them are still afraid of juicing. They say things like, you need the fiber, you need smoothies, and you shouldn't blend these things together. And in what kind of world we live in nowadays, that people are afraid of juices, that people are afraid of smoothies. They say you shouldn't blend a banana with berries. They say you should eat the banana. Just eat the banana, just step by step a little bit. Don't eat too much of it. Don't eat too much fruit. Don't eat too much vegetables because they have like plant defense chemicals. I don't even know what to say about that because they don't know what's going on with you in the first place. They don't know why inflammation is happening in the body. Inflammation, by the way, is happening by two things, either an injury or a pathogen. Most of the time, you don't have the injuries. Inflammation most of the time is mystery. And if you have mystery inflammation where you don't know where it's coming from, it's because of pathogens. And then they say that, for example, the plant defense chemicals is creating the inflammation in the body. Like, this is absolute insanity. Who had the idea to spread this amount of misinformation? It's like preventing people from eating the most important or the most healing foods on earth, which is like kale, which is like spinach. They're afraid of oxalates, lectins, nightshades. People are afraid of the most healing foods in the world because of this kind of misinformation that is coming from all these health gurus. And of course, they have some valuable tips. They have tips like don't drink tap water, avoid processed foods, avoid fluoride in your toothpaste, avoid seed oils like canola oil, for example. They just always say, yeah, seed oils, seed oils, seed oils. They don't even know that canola oil is genetically modified and that's why it's feeding pathogens in your body. And these pathogens are causing chronic illness. So they can't even make that connection. But yes, they have good advice. But most of their advice is not good for you, it's even dangerous, and it's preventing you from getting better. That's why I'm making this video. That's why I want to spread awareness about this topic. People are afraid of fruit. People are afraid of vegetables. People are afraid of eating a freaking potato. Just imagine that. A freaking potato.
Potato.
Because of sugar, for example. If there's one thing that you should be afraid of, then be afraid of fat. I'm not against fat. There are healthy fats, of course, and don't be afraid of the sugar, the healthy sugar that is coming from carbohydrates and starchy vegetables. It's like, basically, it's the complete opposite most of the time of what they say. They say eat high fat, eat a lot of animal protein, eat a lot of meat.
Meat is the best food that you can do for your body. It has lots of minerals. It has choline because no plants have choline.
Spinach has choline. Potatoes have choline. All kinds of leafy greens have choline. These arguments are so insane. It's such bullshit all the time. And you can debunk that in a minute. One of the other problems with these advices is they're all high fat. And they all the time say you only get nutrients from meat. Meanwhile, they don't even know that if you eat meat, that the fat in the bloodstream hinders the absorption of the nutrients. Because the only way to get a nutrient into your cell is with glucose. And fat is causing insulin resistance. It is hindering nutrient absorption because it blocks insulin from attaching to sugar and to tissue cells to open up. That's why you can't get all the nutrients in if your bloodstream is filled with fats. They also say you only get B12 from meat, which is another garbage information because vitamin B12 is produced by microorganisms in your gut, more specifically in your ileum. It's the same thing that's going on in a cow, for example. The cow eats grass, it produces the vitamin B12 in his gut, and vitamin B12 gets produced. But the vitamin B12 is not for you. The vitamin B12 is made for the cow. It's designed for the cow. And now these morons think that the vitamin B12 from the cow, that our body can actually absorb it and actually can use it. If you have high levels of B12 in your blood and in your blood work, that means your body can't absorb B12. That's a bad sign. And they still think to this day that you get vitamin B12 from meat. This is just another example of how bad the misinformation is out there. And why do they get away with it? Because some of their tips, as I said, are helpful. Get sunlight, go nature, avoid processed foods, all of the things that I mentioned. If you come from a standard American diet, if you come from a bad lifestyle, of course it can change your life a little bit. Of course you can feel better. But in the long term, and if you want to really heal your chronic issues, it's not gonna heal you long term because it's not attacking the very thing that is making you sick in the first place. And they don't know about that. They don't know about the toxic heavy metals. They don't know about the pathogens. They don't know about the radiation or about pesticides. Or maybe they know about the pesticides, but they don't know how to get rid of the pesticides in your body. They don't even know how to cleanse the liver. They probably even think that you don't even need to cleanse your body. That's the next insanity. But for now, I think that's okay. We leave it like this. I hope you just don't believe everything you hear on the internet. I would also highly recommend to you, look for the testimonials, look where people actually are healing, look where people say that they get rid of their chronic diseases. And if you don't see that, then why the hell should you listen to these kind of people? And if you really want to know how you can do it, if you really want to know how you can get rid of your chronic health symptoms, how to get vitality into your life, how to get longevity, then there's a link in the description. You can book a free discovery call, and then we can see if and how we can help you and how we can support you in your healing, and if we can actually make it possible for you to get your life back and to heal your chronic illness.